Hello, everyone watching this video. If you're watching this video, you are, I think, trying to work on the process of adding comments during a live worship service at English Lutheran Church. As I record this, it is 11:07 a.m. on Sunday, April 26th. This video is not being made live. I am joining worship live to make this video, but it will be posted on the church YouTube page later. So you may want to just watch the video first all the way through just to get familiar with the steps, and then once that looks clear, then kind of go through the process. So I'll click into
These
the
words
worship.
speak of a future that is no longer
So that is the live worship service, and since Pastor Becky is in the middle of the sermon, I just hit mute so that you could hear me. I will just unmute for a second
stories. And he jotted down
and then mute again just so that Pastor Becky's sermon doesn't get in the way of this explanation. So if you want to do things such as add a prayer request, it looks like I'm already late to add one for this week's worship service. But say you wanted to participate during the passing of peace or other parts of worship, or just talk to other friends who are signed in, so on, you can either click down here where it says sign into chat, or there is a sign in button in the upper right corner. So you click on either of those two places, and then what you need to do is sign in using a YouTube account. But the thing is, a YouTube account is actually the same as a Google account or a Gmail account. So if you use Google or Gmail for your email, you already have an account and you don't need to create a new account. If you do need to create a new account, you can do so in the lower left corner. You'll need to do things like type in an email address that you have, and type in a phone number, and type in your name, and that sort of stuff. And if you didn't want to use your real name, you would certainly have the ability to just type in a pseudonym. But I will just use a Google account that I have. I have an email, a Gmail address. Yeah, anything, if you have one that ends at gmail.com, you're good to go. So I have this email account specifically for the purposes of companies to send me emails that I don't really want to see. So if I order stuff online, this is the email I use so that I can separate it from other emails that where I actually want to read them from humans. But anyway, I'll just type that in and then type in my password for this account. And then having signed in, it should take me right back to the worship service. And what I had learned was that if I now try to click over here to say something, now this new thing pops up over here that says create a channel to join the chat. And all creating a channel does is it gives you the ability to add comments into a chat and create your own videos if you really want to. But even, yeah, if you don't want to create your own videos, that's fine. You just click create a channel to join the chat, and then you just need to type in your name here, and this is the name that I believe that everybody else will see you by when you add comments into the worship service. So I'll click create channel, and it's doing that process right now. And now it's taking me to a page where I could, add my own video and whatever, and that's not what I want to do. So I'm just going to go up here to the browser button and click back, and then I should be right back at the worship service. It's just taking a moment to load. I think I need to click back one more time. Yeah, I'll click back twice. And now I'm in the worship service again. Again, Pastor Becky, I have the whole video muted, so let me unmute.
comes only through sharing.
And I just muted again. So let's just say it's actually during worship. I probably wouldn't have this muted. So I will unmute right now, and this is if I can confess, the first moment I'm hearing the sermon, so I don't know what she's saying, but I'm going to just actually try to react to it and add my own comment to this process so that you can see the commenting procedure.
Of his listeners burn inside them. Once they arrive in Emmaus, Jesus does not try to impose upon Cleopas and his companion, but instead acts as if he's going on. Have you ever thought about how this story would have ended had these two disciples simply said goodbye to Jesus on the road and had not invited him to stay?
So I'll just add a comment to that.
Jesus, the Messiah they knew and loved, would have remained a stranger. They would have not experienced the revelation in the simple and common act of breaking bread together. They would have not experienced the joy of the...
I don't know if I should add that comment. That sounds a little silly, right? So I just muted the video again. Maybe I'll talk about that joy that Pastor Becky just talked about.
All of us. Perhaps we see Christ in our own homes as we break bread together. Or maybe we see Christ in our virtual gatherings. Perhaps Christ is revealed in text messages or phone calls or the greeting cards that we send to our lonely neighbors whom we can't visit. Perhaps we catch glimpses of Christ in the sacred conversation.
Okay, so I just added my comment and then muted the video just so that you could just hear my thoughts on this process, but I think I'm basically done here. When the worship service is done, you can sign out of your YouTube or Gmail account or Google account, or just stay signed in, and then you'll be in a convenient spot for next week. And I should comment, I meant to earlier, that process of creating that YouTube channel, it's a one-time thing. So the next time you sign in, you won't have to do that. All right, thanks, friends.